Yo, what's up guys, it's King Sean here, and in today's video, I will be talking about whether or not the Washington Commanders should inquire for Davante Adams or try and push for him at the trade deadline. So, if you guys are new to my channel, leave a like down below, subscribe, turn on notifications. I'm on the road to 4,000 subscribers, so if you could hit that sub button, I'd really appreciate it. And with that out of the way, let's get straight into today's video. I would say over the last 24, 48 hours, a lot has kind of happened surrounding the Raiders, Davante Adams, and Antonio Pierce. Antonio Pierce went on Instagram and liked a post basically saying that I think it was something like Davante Adams could, move on from the Raiders maybe midway through the season or after the season. Something like that. Kay Adams on her show, Davante Adams was actually on her show today. She asked Adams about the situation, and he hadn't, talked to AP, Antonio Pierce, obviously. He didn't really know much about the situation, but then he later stated that he gets traded if the Raiders decide to move on from him. Then that's just what it is, and he has to move on too. So this thing with Davante Adams and the Raiders has kind of been going on for a year now. Obviously, the Raiders, they were playing very poorly last year with Jimmy Garoppolo as their starting quarterback. It was looking really, really bad for them. And the rumors around Davante Adams possibly being traded were starting to flare up a little bit. But obviously, they benched Jimmy G for Aiden O'Connell. They fired their head coach, obviously. Josh McDaniels, they fired. And now Antonio Pierce, the head coach, took over last year as their interim head coach. And now this is where we are right now. So the Raiders, they've gone off to not a great start this season. I'm pretty sure they are 1-3. Yeah, 1-3. Or no, I'm pretty sure. I think they're 2-2 actually. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, they haven't gone off to the best start, and it's looking like Davante Adams will probably be moved on from either after this season or even at the trade deadline. All right, now where do we fit into all of this? Now, obviously, other than Terry, we really don't have a really good wide receiver on this roster. I mean, I love Noah Brown. I think he's really good. Well, I think he's really good. Other people may not view him as really good, but I think he's pretty solid. Luke McCaffrey, he seems to be developing nicely. He's made a couple nice grabs over the first 4 weeks of the season. You also have Olamide Zaccheaus, who had a really good game against the Cardinals. Zach Ertz, he's looked really good. Ben Sinnott, I know that we're going to utilize him more and more as the season goes on. Austin Eckler, he's been really good catching out of the backfield. But we really don't have, you could say, an elite or another really, really good or great option outside of Terry. So that may be one of the reasons why we want to trade for Adams. Now, I do not think we're going to trade for Adams. I think we're happy with the way, our receivers, our weapons are looking as a whole. Olamide Zaccheaus, he got involved against the Cardinals. Terry has looked good. Ertz. I think the coaching staff and Adam Peters is happy about the way they've looked as a collective unit. But if we keep winning games, then Adam Peters may look at the Davante Adams situation and say, hey, we could go out there, trade for this guy, get another weapon for Jaden, who has been outstanding so far. I mean, y'all know the national media is absolutely praising Jaden right now and the team as a whole. But yeah, we could go out there, get another weapon for Jaden. It's best to get weapons for Jaden right now with him still being on his rookie deal. I think he's only making like, what, $9-10 million a year right now. So not making a lot of money. So best to get him a weapon right now. And we can't afford Davante Adams. He has a $25.3 million cap hit this season. We have $25.4 million remaining in cap space now. I think we would have to restructure his contract, or there would have to be an agreement on a contract restructure before we actually trade for him. And if that goes through, then we can trade for him. Now, as for draft capital, it's been reported by Adam Schefter that a second-round pick would have to be included in a package for Davante Adams, which I guess makes sense. Davante Adams, although he's about to be 32 this December, he's still playing at a pretty high level. He's been one of the best receivers in the NFL. Obviously, you can argue that he's been the best receiver in the NFL for the past couple of seasons now. So, second round pick, that is reasonable. Now, I would do a second round pick. I would do a second and maybe a day 3 pick. What I wouldn't do is like a second and maybe a third and a player. I wouldn't do 2 picks and a player. That's too much in my opinion. But a second round pick straight up, or a second and a day 3 pick, I would definitely do. And look, yeah, we all know about the stuff, Adam said about this team during the offseason. He said that the fans aren't great, the fan base isn't great, and the stadium pretty much sucks, the city sucks. And look, here's my hypothesis. He said that because he was just jealous that the Raiders were not able to trade up for Jaden Daniels, or Jaden Daniels didn't slide all the way down to 13 for the Raiders to take him. That's just my hypothesis, though. Maybe he didn't mean it, but either way, I would, if for the right price, I would definitely, be all in on trading for Adams. And it's actually already been reported on Twitter. Shout out to US Stadium on Twitter, or X. They have already reported that the Commanders and Jets, per their sources, are expected to show some interest in Adams or be involved in the process. So, I mean, that's not a bit, like I said, we're 3-1 right now. We continue to play like this, continue to win games, and I could see Adam Peters going after a guy like Davante Adams. At the end of the day, though, it's really just up to Adam Peters, Dan Quinn, Lance Newmark, what they think. If they believe that they should go after Adams and do it. There's going to be other receivers available at the deadline too. Deontay Johnson, Christian Kirk, he might be available. Amari Cooper, he might be available for the taking on the right price. So there's going to be other guys available, but Davante Adams, he would be a really good add. Hey, if we traded for him, would he get 7? Nah, he's not getting 17. He wouldn't get 17. No way. Do wonder what number he would get if we did trade for him. But, it would be interesting. This is definitely something to monitor. It really is, because, the situation with him and the Raiders right now isn't the best. What Antonio Pierce's actions are saying right now, it's saying that he might be gone sooner rather than later. So definitely a situation to monitor. And I want you guys to comment down below if you guys think that we should at least inquire about Davante Adams, or if we should make a full-on push for Davante Adams at the trade deadline. So that is it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below, subscribe, turn on notifications. I'm on the road to 4,000 subscribers, so if you could hit that sub button, I'd really appreciate it. And other than that, it's been King Sean, and I'm out. Peace.